here with Semler and Moses both. How do you guys feel about this one?
I mean, like we said, just worried for G2 at the moment with the way that this veto has worked out. With Train being up ahead of Dust 2, that's a pretty scary situation. Especially considering, I mean, Overpass is, you can't see really a world. I think that you're confident in G2 and being able to steal the first map. So, I mean, going into Train, it's a must-win, essentially, if G2 wants any chance.
I mean, at this point in time, you got to expect that if they lose Overpass LG, that would put them on a pretty big tilt, a bit of a roller coaster ride, really. I mean, Moses, how shocking is it even right now that we've got G2 to this stage? I didn't think they were going to qualify for this LAN at all. I thought they were going to go out, out of the top 4 essentially.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy that they've stepped up in such a big capacity. So I mean, that's great for them. Beating Fnatic, that was kind of the big question mark with them coming in with Wenton and everything. So I mean, that was a really good win, especially after the crushing defeat. I mean, the strength that mentally it takes to come back from that when you have such a big lead on that first map. And that's kind of one of their strengths is, in that series against Fnatic, they started so strong on each and every map. The Luminosity is not going to let them do that. So, I mean, you're going to have to see, once again, G2 is going to have to really, really dig deep mentally to be able to stay into this series.
Yeah, that's my main concern, right? Fnatic, they weren't at 100%. Clearly, they were struggling a little bit on the T sides. This allowed for G2 to get a lot of breathing room and basically give them a lot of room for error when it came to their side. When you get such a huge lead, you can mess up a couple of times before, it gets really dangerous and Fnatic are able to take that map away from you. So versus Luminosity, Luminosity are comfortable on all of these maps to start things off. So G2, they've definitely got their work cut out for them.
So what do you do when you end up playing a map? I mean, obviously G2 know, just like we do, how good Luminosity are on this map and sort of the skill difference on the map itself. How do you play it? I mean, if you put all your energy into it, are you going to run out in a best of 5? Is it better to just say, let's just play this map loose, take it slow, take it easy, and then if we do really well, it's a surprise to us and them, and if we don't, well, then we haven't really spent any of our energy on it.
I mean, you can't really do that as G2, right? Because the first 3 maps are essentially toss-ups. Like, it's not like G2 can afford to take 1 map off in these first 3. So, I mean, yeah, they might go into this and say, all right, this is obviously a very strong map for Luminosity. Maybe we lose it, but they can't just say we're not going to invest any emotion, any energy into it. It has to be going for a win each and every time, because if they don't win, especially the first 2 maps, I mean, it's just going to be so scary for G2. I mean, think about having to beat Luminosity 3 maps in a row.
But nobody wants to do that, and very few people can either. We've got G2 starting on the CT side, and we've got Luminosity, and that's a great start. Scream looking for another one here, but they're going to try and see if they can Glock rush him down. He's actually falling back quite quickly. He's got a bit of backup in the bomb site, so he's going to have to be quick back here. No need to challenge, but he will anyway, and that's a scary way to start here. But G2 looking good at the moment.
I'm glad we got those crowd mics going nice and strong for everybody. Love you too, bro. All right, so man advantage for G2, and unfortunately Luminosity, they weren't close enough to get the refrag on Scream, so now it comes down to G2 keeping control of the situation, just being patient and waiting on the site. They're the ones who get to run down the clock now and just wait for Luminosity to start feeling that pressure, feeling like they're the ones who have to act. And Luminosity don't have any utility to make it easier either, so they have to hit long-range shots with the Glock, and well, Smith, he gets dinked down to 14 to start.
They saw the bomb, though, so that's why you could see Luminosity maybe getting a little bit more passive. The bomb has been seen on this side of the map, and because they've lost Fallen, they have no control over towards B either. They have no presence at that side of the map. When gun rounds happen, we'll see Taco there, but for the moment, they have no other options than to just let this clock kind of dwindle down and hit this A bomb site, which is stacked right now by G2.
Wow, and this is going to be ugly. They have no grenades left on the Luminosity side, so they're just going to have to run in and hit headshots. There's nothing that they could use to sort of ward off the G2 team here. Scream hiding behind the truck, looking for the shot. There's one shot following up as well, and it's not going to be a bomb plant, is there? It's a 2-on-3, and the bomb is shot out in the open. Fur following up. They're actually bringing this back. They're looking for the shot. RPK down to 4 health. He's alone. Oh, no! He goes down. Triple kill for Fur, and Luminosity steal that round back.
That's incredible. G2 had such a big advantage. They had 4 members here going against no utility, like you said. This is... all the bullets used on that initial fight, it went down, they got 2 kills out of it, but Luminosity just turns it right around with some 6 shots of their own. That was basically the key to that. You said they just had to win duels. They had to win their battles, and they lost the initial 2, but to bring it back, what was it, like a 2-on-4, 2-on-5 at that point?
Yeah.
That's heartbreaking again if you're G2.
Oh, Luminosity are glad that it was those 2 players in particular who were left alive. FNX, he comes through them the clutch so many times for Luminosity, you can always count on him. And this time, once again, he delivers with 2 kills on that site. And so Luminosity are the ones to get the buy up in this round, although they are skimping quite a bit. They go for the quad SMG strat, which, you know, I don't think any of us are really big fans of.
Look at Shock sneaking around here with a Deagle. He's looking for the shot, but he doesn't want to risk it. I can't really blame him. That Deagle is not always that reliable. He's going to have to get a bit closer. So this is like a double or nothing, essentially. Maybe he get 2 really good kills with it, or maybe it's just going to fall flat on his face. He's seen Cold Sierra. He's going to execute him. An RPK following up with 1. So a great trade here in favor of G2.
This might be G2's tactic, saying, all right, we're huge underdogs in this map. Let's try some crazy thing. Let's gamble a little bit. How Shock's found his way all the way flanking, not being seen, is pretty incredible. Still, they have this AK on FNX, and like you said, these are the impact situations he's good in, but that MAC-10 comes out big.
Yeah, RPK is so good with that SMG in particular, man. I've actually seen him tap with it as well in the past. So, I mean, you give this guy the MAC-10, he's going to get work done. And now it's the MP7 left here for Taco. 1v4 on the site. The crossfire is established. He doesn't even get a single kill. Scream just stands his ground and lays him low. So G2, they're back into this 1-1. And now it's up to Luminosity now to try and find it in themselves to turn things around here.
And they're going to go right back into it. But this is the thing. G2, I mean, that response in the second round is great. Now they're on the verge. If they can win this round, it goes back to them having very good starts, which they had yesterday in the semifinals. So all of a sudden, they'd be able to claw their way out to a big lead early on.
It looks like LG is speeding up towards the B bomb site. Are they going to have enough to really stop it here? Body going into it with the MP7. He does spot a little bit of a leg there. And Luminosity actually hoping that someone is going to go aggressive on the CT side so they can at least get a good kill to start it off with. But they do have the Molotovs. They have the grenades. And this could be a very explosive hit towards B.
Oh, there's the flash, there's the peek, and Body starts it off strong. He takes out Fallen. Man advantage already for G2. Luminosity trying to push up on short, but that smoke is blocking him out. And there's another flash, but this time it's Taco to find the headshot.
Oh, what a shot from RPK, going for the spray. Picks up a second one as well. Third one coming in. He can't do the full 180 turn. That might have been a bit too much to really ask him for, and Fur is going to be all alone here. 1 versus 2, just doesn't have the health for it. Ends up dropping the Shocks, and it's a bit of a sketchy round anyway. I mean, they did lose a lot of players to what was just Tech 9 armor there.
Yeah, but it's okay for G2 because now they know going into this round it's got to be. Oh wow!
Wow, FNX
just bought up. I was going to say it's going to have to be more conservative from Luminosity. Half's going to be a more passive and not go for it. But maybe they think the economy is very low, or maybe FNX just kind of had a mistake buying all the armor because he's bought out. Everyone else has just upgraded pistols.
Interesting, because he felt perhaps he felt like he was in a double eco scenario that they were just going to go for it. Scream's about to dunk this nade on 2 players. There we go with the MP9. He couldn't ask for better circumstances. Or at least he thought. He only gets the 1 kill. He faced a firing squad there. So a 1-for-1 trade in connector, but RPK, he's holding the angle. He drops to Taco. What a great headshot.
Oh, Taco getting a bit greedy. He really wanted that M4, but not going to be able to pick it up. So 3 versus 3, and a lot of sound here from Smith. Should be able to hear, but he actually didn't hear FNX running up behind him. He's still going to pick up the kill. That's a great double for Smith. If he dies, then who knows what would have happened.
Yeah, nice recovery from Smith, and now he's just going to be able to fall away. A little bit of a mistake. Scream not so bad, but RPK playing that pushed up on towards those sandbags. Very, very isolated. No backup and an awkward angle. That's something you don't want to have happen, but Cold shouldn't have too much left to do. He has a smoke and the bomb with him. 2 members of G2 here. They've had a good read in these first 3 rounds. At least they've been able, think back to the pistol round, they were able to stack with 4. They kind of spotted out that B rush very early on. So G2 on the CT side have gathered some good information.
Just Fallen does not have enough money for the AWP. He's not going to ask Fur to just go glass cannon for him and drop it for him instead. So it's going to be full rifles. Apart from FNX, who has the Deagle, he went for the misbuy in the last round. Didn't really get anything out of it. So he's the one who has to sit on the pistol. But Luminosity now, they have all the nades necessary for a full execute here. This is where this team really gets to shine because they are tactically so sound.
RPK going for some kind of play. He's going to stick around actually, and Fallen just drops him. Scream's going to have to follow it up.
Look at the shot here. He's got an angle, but now they're all there. And if Smith misses this kill, but he won't, takes down Fur. There is a bit of a backup here with the rifle. Smith can't get in behind the rock, and now Scream, he's out in the open. Fallen gonna drop him, making it a triple here for the captain of the Luminosity. And Body and Shocks, what could they do there? They are in separate bomb sites, and they're gonna have to essentially either one will have to do a 1-on-4 if it happens.
Because these Shocks' idea is just to get aggressive, try to take a fight, try and whittle them down early on so then they can have a better read or a better rotation. But he's not finding anyone at the moment. Look how passive Luminosity is across the entire map. They don't want to commit anywhere. Everyone is just so far back. Cold is a little bit pushed up towards long, but still relatively passive for being that far up.
What's scary about this, though, is that they are so split up. At least Fallen and FNX, they kind of have the buddy system going together. But, I mean, this could be ideal for G2, where if everybody's alone and G2 are looking for duels, if they win those duels, they can try and bring it back. So already, Shoxy, he's been spotted in restroom. He's going to have to start falling back. And Body, now it's the gamble. It looks like he's started to work his way up to that A site. And so they're just going to hope and cross their fingers that Luminosity decide to go A with this bomb. Only 35 seconds left in this round.
Yeah, Luminosity's been waiting for any kind of information of what's coming, and now Shox, he's going to win that battle. That's huge, but now Body's the one lurking in the site after that kill.
I mean, look at the time here. If he kills the bomb carrier, then actually Luminosity will be under some pressure to try and win this. And there it is, FNX going down, Body looking for a follow-up, but Cold Zero gonna shut him out of the round. And Luminosity a bit scared. There almost seemed to be a moment then where they were being cautious initially, and then they were actually almost looking a little bit scared to actually take the fight. It does work out for them.
Yeah, that's Luminosity just playing very far back and knowing that with such a big advantage, like you said, the CTs were going to have to gamble somewhere, but they wanted the information. They wanted to find some kind of indication of what the end game was so they could at least stack the right bomb site. Almost works out. I mean, Body, that was a nice shot on the bomb planner, and that would have allowed them to maybe run the time down a little bit low.
What about RPK in that early peak? Because I think it's fine for him to peak early, but it seemed like he stuck around for a lot of time, and there was no one there to really back him up. So I think that was a big risk, right?
Yeah, that was. It was, but it was also, you could see maybe G2 feeling a little bit disorganized in this map. It was, I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world to have happen, but it was the 2 out towards long, trying to maybe have some kind of coordinated aggression. They did manage, Scream takes a shot and falls back and manages to bait one into the op. So a little bit of a bait and switch setup, but from there, they just didn't have a plan to fall back. You could see Smith's maybe unaccustomed to being aggressive there, gets caught on the rock. RPK can't get behind cover either.
Can we go so far as to assuming that if RB had stayed alive, that would have been a better setup? Because then obviously he would have drawn all their attention away from them. The 2 people playing long could have been put into play a bit more, maybe.
I think that's probably why you saw him overextend a little bit. Maybe that is the tactic. You know, have him take the attention, be the tank, so to speak, and then for the other 2 players to push up long and kind of have a pinch towards that fountain. It just doesn't work out well.
I think that we're all missing the important point here, though, boys, is that Fallen just got 3 kills with a broken keyboard.
How broken are we talking?
Well, I mean, he's rolling up the cable. He's obviously switching it out, right? So something happened there, but still, big round from Fallen.
Who was it recently that ended up winning the
one-on-one with no mouse?
Yeah,
in Austin. That was Relics.
That was
from
Relics.
Relics, yeah. That was. I did laugh at that. That was good.
That was pretty sick.
That was like a match after the Summit thing happened. So it was like, what is even happening here?
Too soon to bring up the Summit thing still, you know.
Never too soon.
Never too soon. All right. Moses, Merciless. It's going to be the 6th round coming up, and we have a quick switch of the keyboard, and now we're back into it here. And Luminosity, you know, won the pistol, but then lost the following 3 rounds. And now they're getting back into it again, though. And we're going to have to see some really strong play out of G2 here. They're on the CT side. I think they need a terrific first half. We're talking like 10 or more rounds I think they need on this first half.
I agree. They really need to run away with it. But they are trying to take control. I do like this. G2, RPK, and Body working their way together into sewers, trying to get control of this part of the map. Make sure that Luminosity can't just walk up to the front door to B site unhindered. And they're going even farther, actually. But Taco, he's holding so far back. This should work out for him. He is going to pick up the first. Spots the second. Both of them down. Taco, he's just hitting headshots.
Appropriate time to bring up how good he is at playing that position. He is he's so important to Luminosity's tactics on this map, but Smiths is going to be the next one has to stand tall. Fallen might find the timing as well, but he loses it. That's a nice shot from Smiths.
Oh, and look at how far Fur in a snuck. He's actually going to get the first kill. Goes for the follow-up spray, and beautiful play from Fur there. I mean, not a lot of team coordination coming through from LG, just individual players making plays across the map. Shox, he's going to be in a 1-on-2. The bomb will be going down, and it's on the other side of the boxes, so he can't even sneak in and kill that bomb planter. This is going to be a big issue. And he tried, I think, to go for the shoulder peek. Cold Seer just not even willing to play that game.
It's nuts how fast Cold is there to hit that reaction shot.
And actually, this is pretty interesting because I think Luminosity might have been expecting a save because FNX had a Mac 10 to start that round out with. And so he had to go into that basically, you know, with a really, really weak arsenal. But now they have the save. So now you can see 2 players going to be back at it, Fur and Cold Zero. This is one of the things that Luminosity does so well in a game that depends so much on the economy that you have. They're so good at reading when the ecos generally come up outside of that last round, and they pick up the SMGs, and they're going to make sure Fur and Cold are the first aggressors of this team to get that bonus money.
The reason why they go for the SMGs is that you get bonus money for kills with the SMGs. You get twice as much in general. So you're going up from 300 to 600. It's really nice, but oh, barbecue here. Shoxy not going to make it out of the corner, and that's $600 in first pocket.
Oh man, Shoxy feeling sneaky. I'm not sure of the choice of weapon to stand in the corner anyway with a deagle like that.
Yeah.
Two people run in, what are the chances you'll get both the kills anyway? So, you know, maybe C-set that close range or
5-7.
Yeah, anything I feel like but a Deagle. Still, the counterplay with the Molotov working out quite well, and we can't really expect too much from G2 in this round, can we?
No, you can't. And the rest of these players don't have armor. There's another MAC-10 kill, and this is the thing. Now LG sends him on the hunt, and it seems like such a simple thing to say, but like when you're actually playing, for everyone to just be passive and say, all right, let the MAC-10s do their job. Sometimes you can see teams at times struggle with it. Sometimes it's the AK-47 player who gets a little bit antsy and wants to find a fight, wants to find a kill. But here it's just go see if you can get the bonus money. And here's a chance to double him up. There's a first kill, and he goes for the second, but then the next MAC-10 comes in, and they mop everyone up.
Dude, that's so good for Luminosity. Because they're sitting here thinking, okay, we'll invest in some MAC-10s. Maybe one or two of them get kills, and they make a little bit of extra money. All 5 kills went to MAC-10s that round. That's nuts. That is so much money into Luminosity's coffers. And they're out in the lead now, 4-3. G2 are the ones who are having to buy again after that round of eco, but they're light on nades, very light on utility. So it's not going to be a very clean-cut round for them unless they can hit crazy headshots.
I mean, this is where Luminosity can take complete control of the economy. This would be so bad for G2 if they can't win this round out some way, because Luminosity moving forward would have all control of the money.
Oh, Fallen.
Oh, the angle isn't right. I think he saw a pixel, maybe. He was just like, wait, what?
Says something about his confidence as well, just walk in there. There could be someone right around the corner with a rifle. There could be someone in connector. I mean, he's got a friend there FNX is holding, but still, it is obviously a risk, and he's just feeling so confident right now. Not afraid to do this at all.
Partially, he might also assume that if he did spot a pixel of someone jumping, he says if there's someone jumping to spot this, there's not going to be anyone there.
Great shot from Shox, and that does take out Fur. I'm not sure if Fur spotted the second player there, but Cold is going to get it right back, and we're in a 4-on-4. Still a minute left on the clock, and the bomb has dropped very far back here. I guess the only real risk is if Cole let go of the bomb, but he's going to bring it back to his team there. And Fallen patiently been sneaking around this L-bend for quite a while, and this time he does get rewarded for it.
Actually has the kill, and the bomb is already being rotated over towards that B side as well. We'll have to see if Smiths and Scream, if something's going to give it away. But there's the flash onto RPK. He's probably calling for the rotation now. 40 seconds left, and Luminosity are beginning to press onto the site. RPK only picking up the one, Fallen there to trade the kill. And now this would be every advantage here for Luminosity to get onto this site. The smoke goes down, and Scream trying to get aggressive, trying to deny this bomb plant.
Looking for it here. Smith is going to be going down. Scream. Does he see the feet? No, they come running out of the smoke, and Cold Zero to pick up a double. Fallen with the triple here. Just still playing a very nice game indeed. Fallen 6 kills, 9 right now on Fur. And I mean, it's been everyone on Luminosity right now is just stepping it up. There's nobody who's lacking on the scoreboard.
Yeah, no, not at all. And also, it comes back to that money control that they have now, because you saw that last round, Fallen's able to get that pick on Catwalk because there were just no more smokes to use to block off that choke point. And that's when he starts to feel confident, because he has such a good read of the economy, so he knows he can be aggressive. He knows there's going to be a gap for him to find something. And he gets it that round, and that was a huge opening kill. So now it's just down to pistols, upgraded. Shox and RPK have light armor, but again, I mean, what can you really expect out of G2? Scream's going to have to hit something very nice. He's very, very alone in bathrooms right now.
He has nobody actually there to support him whatsoever. Shoxy, kind of, but he's playing from the site with Smiths. So Scream is out all by his lonesome, and Fur not going to find him. Instead, it's Body taking out Taco, and that was out by Monster over on the B side. So Luminosity lost one of their extremity players, leaving Taco over there alone. They don't have anybody to get the refrag, so they don't know if Body's actually going to be pushing aggressive. And Body, he's actually making a run for it. He's going to try and pick up that gun.
That's a really nice shot with the Deagle by Body, and also it clears out a critical player on the map for Luminosity, because like you said, there's no B control now. They have no presence there, so you can see all 4 members are slowly starting to push up towards A, because Taco's the one who provides them that option to fall back in the mid-rounds. Without him, they feel like they have to hit this A bomb site.
Look at this great boost, though, looking over the truck, but the Molotov might screw it up for them. He's going to have to force them to move just a little bit there. RPK, Flame going to spread to him. Scream still picking up a kill, and now it's 4-on-3. 40 seconds left on the clock here, and it's going to be another kill coming through. Cold Zero making it 3-on-2.
Body, he messes up the jump. That cost him a split of a second there. The smoke is blocking off Scream as well, but there's the headshot to start things off. Despite the aim punch, he gets it. And now it's a 2-on-2. Bomb just now getting planted, and that's because Fallen is there to watch Cold's back. And there we go. Fallen with the shot on Body. That's the AK down. And now it's all on Scream. Nope, you want the Deagle, man. It's not going to happen. Cold catches him. And so Luminosity, it turns into an expensive round for them in the end, but they do get the job done, and they're up 6-3.
Now they can finally get the op out on Smiths as well. I mean, finally their economy is in a situation where they can invest a decent amount as this losing bonus has built up. So it is going to be all on Smiths. The last time he had it, they did push up towards long. They had that double push, and he gets 1 kill. That was baited into him by Scream. He's going to go out towards long again. but he does need to find something for his team here. This op is the one thing that can start, alleviating pressure, and you can get away. But
nobody saw that.
Yeah, messing up the jump is not a good start.
Takes away maybe a bit of confidence there. That position here where you jump up there is one that Guardian loves to play on Na'Vi. You see him there all the time on top of that little flower pot there. FNX looking for the shot. Again, they're very aware of this jumping tendency on the CT side. And now RPK gonna push right into him and win that fight. That's a great start here for G2, and they desperately need it. They need every round from here on out in this first half. Fur trying for a cheeky wall bang, but not gonna connect with anyone.
Not getting the timing right. That's a shame. He tried to read it. RPK, though, will get naded. So that's a nice one from Connector, and it looks like Luminosity are rotating that bomb over towards this B site. So based off the info, at least that they spotted a couple players there, seems like they want to make the move off of it. Perhaps G2 going to start feeling antsy with that B site play, start rotating somebody up to A. Maybe what Luminosity are hoping for, but Luminosity have all the nades necessary for an execute here. But there's the flash into sewers. RPK, free kill for him, takes out Fur. And that's one side of this pit, this rush basically that's fallen apart.
Yeah, this is not working out, is it? Taco gonna get the first kill. Molotov does go in, but Shox is already out from behind the barrels. Now it's a 2-on-4, and RPK doing so much work in this round. Third kill for him. The second one was set up so nicely with a flashbang. We are hearing a bit of a G2 chant going on here in London, which is good news, obviously. Fallen is going to make it expensive, and he picks up one kill. He does have the bomb in 20 seconds, trying to see if he can push him, but there is a crossfire setup, and there's nothing to do. It's going to be a round for G2, and a much-needed one.
That's such good aggression by G2 in the mid-round. Just delayed aggression to retake short sewers, the one flash. RPK gets that one kill, but then because he's eliminated that half of the attack, there was only one player there. No one was pressuring from short anymore, so he could have his eyes along. He could help Shox out. They did a little bit of a switch up where Shox gets behind the pillar and RPK peeks from a different angle that Luminosity's not expecting. So really, really good opening kill to gain that control and then focus elsewhere.
Also means that Smith gets to pick up Fallen's AWP. He wouldn't have had it otherwise, so solid play there, but it's looking like a change of pace coming in here from Luminosity. Shox, he boosted up. This time it works. He takes out Fur. And once again, Luminosity are a man down, but they are committing to this B site. They want to take the fight to G2 and not let them get comfortable.
Taco moving around the outside of the smoke here, looking for the shot. He's going to have a big opening. RPK, actually the king of the box here in the middle. He's going to get double kill for it. And looking for more as well. They are a man up, and they still have no bomb plant here. There's RPK looking for another one. He's got the triple, and FNX is alone. He's going to go down. RPK is turning into a real beast on this B-bomb side.
I mean, that position up on the box, it's in the smoke, so it is kind of hard to see, but I mean, he was up there for 3 kills. No one from LG really responding in time to neutralize him, but yeah, he's being a beast at that B-bomb site at the moment. So a couple of rounds now where he's stopped Luminosity cold, and I don't think they have the money to buy whatsoever, so they do upgrade some pistols, but off the rifle, so G2 trying to gain a little bit of control back. And now switching into the double op setup as well.
Yeah, that's really nice for G2. They just have to be a little bit careful about not overextending, not putting those ops in a place where they can get rushed down by the pistols. But with the double op, they can have this setup going into the next round. And Luminosity, we'll see if they figure it out. If they only run into the one, or if they figure out that G2 have saved both.
And this is one of those rounds where G2, I think they really need to create some space for themselves. That little bit of breathing room, that feeling that this is an easy one, and it did work out well, I think is critical. And LG, they're setting up for a boost surely here. See if they could get a kill. It's only a P250, so I'm disappointed it's not FNX on top of the Deagle. Bit of a shot going through. Not exactly how they had planned it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and the issue is with no nades on the Luminosity side, they have to almost rely at this point on FNX with the Deagle to just find one kill to open up the smallest possible gap in the defense to allow these pistols to swarm. It's not going to work too well, though. Smith's with the ult, and he almost gets the second with the pistol, but he does fall away safely into the bomb site.
Scream is there to back him up already with that M4, so keeping an eye on Long. He's got the advantage of range here versus these pistols, apart from the Deagle, obviously, that's still on FNX. But Taco's got the Kevlar, and you think that Taco would want to take point, but he's currently lurking over in Connector. He's actually going to make his way up onto the A site now to try and push with his teammates, but everybody from Luminosity are so spread out, they're just getting picked off one at a time.
At least now with these pistols, they should know that Shox and Smith both have an AWP. They should now have an idea of what they can do against a double op setup because they've seen both of them at this point. So at least those pistols, while they don't actually accomplish anything, they gain the information of what they're going up against.
It's just a very carefully measured round. G2 not giving anything away. No chance to lose anything here. We are in the 13th round, so they do need to hold on to everything still and make sure that Luminosity don't just sort of sweep in and take the last couple of rounds here. Yeah, but we'll see. G2, they have all the equipment. They have the Molotovs and the smoke to try and get rid of those AWP positions. We'll see if they're going to be successful at Cold Sierra. I wonder what kind of smoke that is he's setting up for back there.
Well, look at Scream. They've got to be careful.
Yeah, exactly. He's so far pushing. He's got Smith, who made the jump this time, covering his back as well. That's why he's turned away. Body, though, he's going to catch out Taco once again, winning that duel over on the B side of the map here for Luminosity. But the flash is good. Scream, though, is going to stand his ground. Double spray for him, despite Smith getting flashed and not able to help. Good work on his part, and they've got a 2-man advantage now, G2, in this round.
And I like this play from Smith, because it looked like he wanted to re-peak that. You have a 4-on-2 advantage. Just fall back, play the numbers game, get a little bit more passive in the site, because then you force Fur and Cold Zera to actually commit to a bomb site. You don't get picked off far away and leave your teammates wondering where exactly they are.
Yeah, and you got to get, I mean, Smith is not usually the guy we pick out as like the you know, the big fragger, but he's got a lot of experience playing this game, like a hell of a lot. So I would expect him to make that kind of a play. I also kind of like the fact that he just fired the AWP as the flash went in, so you could bet everyone on LG will have heard that shot, and they were all focusing on that. They weren't thinking about the close range fight. So just a bit of a good trick there as well. I mean, how do you come back from a 2-on-4 line this? Can you even do it, Moses?
You can. It comes down also to the Pistron. A lot of it's going to be you have to hit shots. They only have one smoke, one flashbang, so you have to use that one smoke to isolate one position, to just say, okay, we're going to smoke this off. We can't worry about it, and you have to take risks. You can't be afraid of dying because you're not going to be able to clear everything out. There's not a full execution. There's not 3 teammates to back you up. And actually right now, they're not even going to go for it. They're just going to choose to save.
Interesting decision taken here by Luminosity. I mean, considering they don't have any money in the bank, holding onto an AWP for Fallen or Cold in the next round, along with that AK, could perhaps make the difference for them, but they decide to let it slide, and Body, we'll see if he can actually try and hunt anybody down. I don't think the G2 want to throw anything away by hunting aggressively either. Both teams basically deciding, hey, you know what? We'll let this one slide, we'll let this one pass. G2 once again in the lead on the rounds.
At this point in time, are they showing you more or less than you were expecting here, G2? Are they performing above your expectations, or is this roughly what you were thinking?
Oh, they're performing above, especially to be able to snap a 5-round losing streak that Luminosity had right there in the middle. I mean, you win the second round, you lose 5, and then you now strung off 4 in a row for yourselves. So I mean, good play from RPK. Obviously, screamed that last round. And it's this aggression that one pop flash peak from RPK in sewers on a critical gun run was huge. Now you can see Shox. He wants to take control of this, and he's going to do it. Taco falls, and this is a big thing. This might be why we're seeing G2 come back in this, is because Taco has largely been negated by Shox and Body.
And it seems like G2 have picked up on that fact as well, that they only keep seeing Taco over here alone. So maybe Shoxy's like, well, you know, if they only keep putting one guy over here, I can step in and try and take these fights. And RPK and Shoxy going to find 2 big kills here. Luminosity not able to strike back. It's down to Cold and Fur once again, and Cold's already getting dropped down to half, and there's the flank coming in from RPK. Cold is gone. So it's all on Fur now, 1v5.
And there's no easy targets, right? Barely anyone's been damaged. So again, this is the thing, because that's a nice shot from Fur through the fence, but I mean, it's well known, and this might be one area of weakness there is for this Luminosity T side, is Taco is very frequently alone, and he's very good at monitoring short and monster, and he gets kills doing this, and he's very difficult to clear out. But if you have success doing it, all of a sudden, more often than not, you cut the map in half for Luminosity.
It's going to be frustrating for LG as well. They had one round where they were in a 2-on-4 and they sort of give up on it and save what they've got. And then the upcoming round, which is this one, they don't get any impact at all. Now we're going into the 15th round, the last of the first half. And there's a real chance here that G2 can make this 9-6, which honestly is better than I was expecting as well. LG, they do have some kind of economy here, but it's 3 Galils, 1 AK, 1 Tech-9, and then a couple of scattered grenades, but not as many as they would have liked here. Slow or fast, Moses, in a round like this? If you're LG.
If I'm LG, I'm maybe not a rush, but I'm definitely going faster. I'm definitely picking up the aggression. You have to be able to do something with these Galils as well. I mean, they're very, very light in their arsenal in terms of going against 2 ops. These Galils are not precision weapons at range. They're not one-hit kills like the AK is, so you need to have multiple players being aggressive together.
Oh, there's the flash. Smith's going to miss the flick on a Fallen who was fully blinded, and now it gets a little dicey here for Smith. You can see him just using all of his nades just to get out of there because of that long alley that he has to run down. An easy target if somebody was to come around the corner from Luminosity, but he will make it out intact, and now he's got the angle with the AWP. Doesn't look like Luminosity wants to let him get comfortable, though. They will put their own smoke down just to negate him. Now they can get control of long Luminosity. They can start working their way up. In the meantime, FNX has caught Scream out in mid.
Smith has got to be careful here. He has no idea how close they are. They're right on the other side. If they put one flashbang into him here, he's gone. They go over the thing. He's going to peek behind the truck. He gets one. Shox picking up a kill. Follow up from Shox as well. Both the ults on the bomb side. Smith, and there's Shox picking it up, and G2 going to end up winning the round. Just a massive crossfire of AWPs. One from the restrooms and run from the bank, and they just could not make it through. 9-6.
What a disgusting crossfire. Because normally, I mean, Luminosity, their idea, they throw that first smoke, and that allows them to just bunch up behind it without, I mean, it has to be a lucky random shot through that smoke. And then they're going to execute through it, a pop flash, and it doesn't connect onto Smiths. So again, Smith's getting passive in the right situation when he knows he doesn't have any advantages. And then he's able to work that crossfire with shocks perfectly.
All right, the second half is coming up here, and LG doing a little bit worse than we were expecting. The French team actually stepping it up quite a bit here. 9-6 for the first half. Moses, if they win the pistol here on the second half, how close are they going to be?
If G2 wins it?
G2.
I mean, they still have the CT side for Luminosity is still so strong. The pistol round would be obviously a great start that could put them up in the lead. The question is, the next round, are they going to take too much damage? But G2, that would be huge for them. But it all depends on how we're going to see the first gun round, really, because that's or the first round where Luminosity has that double up setup, because that's where it can get really, really scary when you're facing this LG defense.
There we are. We had some inception going on there, but we're live with the second half here. G2 on the T side, pistol. Luminosity going for a boost here on the B side. A little bit of a clever off angle here for coldzera. FNX confirms that yes, G2, they're all knocking on that B side door, and he's trying to get out of here in one piece, and it looks like he will just barely manage it. They even closed the door. They're so polite.
Oh, Cold. This is a good position. Smoke is not going to touch him. He needs the headshots, though. They jump in, and that's a beautiful mid-air shot, taking out Body. They're looking for more. Cold's here trying to get around that corner, but his teammates, they're blocking him as well. Taco going to pick up one. There's Cold with the follow-up, and now 2 on 4. The bomb is not currently down. You can tell they really want to, but it's not easy. There comes Shox, taking out FNX, but Taco helping out once again, and now it's all on Scream here. 1 versus 2, and he is going to have to look for those 1-taps.
He's got that USP as well, so if he lands the headshots, it's over for Luminosity. G2, man, they're having flashbacks to the pistol, the T-side pistols versus Fnatic. They really just haven't had any luck. They just keep getting shut down. But at least there's enough time here for Scream to start falling back. He's got 45 seconds, so he can actually go for a little bit of a workaround here. See if he can't work his way up to A if he wants, or back through connector towards B, but he's going to try and keep Luminosity guessing.
I'm not sure I actually like this play by Scream, just because, they know where you are, but you at least know where they are as well. So now that he's gone to the whole other side, he has no concept of where Luminosity could be. One of them could have pushed short to come up the stairs. He's going to have to worry about his flank now when he gets into the bomb site. They're going to be sticking together, so at least then you have some cover and you know where they are and you know what you can do to take some one-on-ones.
Oh no, he gets caught as well here with 18 seconds. This is not going to be easy to get this bomb down. He's just going to stick it the first time. They're running in real close on him, and he's behind the boxes now, going for the shot, but Taco will finish it. It's a nice triple kill for Taco in this round. And the boost early on, I mean, they were playing that B-bomb side as a retake.
Yeah, and it's huge that Cold actually gets that first kill when they jump in. If you're going to play that retake, the next big thing is G2 actually pushes forward to try and respond to that by turning the corner and getting aggressive. But LG had 3 members there who all just swung out to take fights, and they eliminate 2 that way. It was a 2-for-1 trade. So very good coordination on the LG side to pretty much shut that pistol round down.
It was very solid, and that's exactly what had to happen. I think the bomb was leading as well, so if G2 could get that bomb onto the site right off the bat, it's all over. They get that bomb plant, and then it's a completely different situation. But now, once again, Luminosity, they get the strong start. We have to see if G2, well, they aren't exactly kitted out for it because they get the bomb plant. They're focusing on the next round where they'll be able to afford to get rifles, so they haven't invested in this round. So Luminosity shouldn't be losing the second round this time around.
All right.
Nice miss. No party, no fun on this server.
What a jerk. This is going to be a nice little picnic.
Oh, man. I mean, you do kind of have to get rid of them if you want to throw grenades around that spot, but apart from that, it's just senseless vandalism, really.
That's a nice dink, though. Fallen is forced to be so passive now. So good control of the map. And actually, I mean, now you can see where that plant from screen, the fact that he got it down was a big win in the pistol. Fully saving. They do have some upgraded pistols, obviously, but no armor investment means the next round that's when the AK-47s are going to come out.
Oh, are they going for another boost? Yes, they are. Taco, he's going to have the angle on long. See if it turns out all right. I mean, FNX, he's holding up close. He spots that bomb. He's going to be able to fall back and pick up 2 kills in the process. Taco spots him out on long as well, so he's stopping this flank from coming onto that A site. And it's just going to be body, and he just gets slammed. Perfect anti-ego coming out from Luminosity. It did get a little dicey for Fur and Fallen, but everybody survives. So it's an excellent start here on the CT side. They'll get the chance to really build their economy going forward here.
Well, they have a big test to get through now because you can see G2 investing the Molotov on shocks as well. They are going to be a little bit light on utility. That comes down to those investments, those upgrades of the pistols in the last round. But at least they have 2 players that have 2 smokes to work with. They have a good amount of flashes, and shocks just now uses that Molotov.
Bit of aggression coming in from Fur. He's actually setting up for the one-way smoke where he can sort of stand on the stairwell and look over it, which is a bit of a risk because everyone knows it so well, but I don't really blame him for trying here. And G2, they need to strike back quick here. They still have a 1-round lead, but they're going to have to do even better here. And you could tell Luminosity, they're really well prepared in the second half right now.
Oh, yeah, that was sick. RPK instantly fell behind the corner when he saw that smoke. And Shoxy was going for the pre-fire in the likely spot that he would be trying to take shots from Fur. So very good adjustment there made by G2, not getting caught off guard, not giving Fur a free start here in this round. And so now they have connector control, G2. In the meantime, Bonnie with the bomb in mid, and Scream starting to actually move his way out onto long.
The issue is they only have 1 smoke and 3 flashes left, and they haven't really gained that much control of the map. So they're going to run out of a lot of utility if they slow play getting up here. And Fallen might be able to spot these out.
It looked like he could see the feet, but he couldn't quite. Now they're going to flash their way through, and that's an easy kill for Body.
He got body blocked as well. He's trying to use the smoke to fall back to Fur. Team Flash comes out, just trying to buy a little bit of time here for G2, but he's got a very aggressive angle, and he's going to have to make something big happen here. If he can stop the man who's moving up in front of him, Smith, from getting past, that would be big. And he gets spotted in the process, down to 39. Not going to get 2 kills, but Taco's still alive on this site, does some damage.
A good spray coming through, but they're trading so effectively right now, G2. Every single time someone from LG picks up a kill, they're instantly going to go down afterwards. So this great peek, not even worrying about that bomb plant. RPK going to be taking out Cold Sierra, and that's a 10-8 scoreline. And LG, do they risk it?
Yes. You absolutely
Instantly,
do.
yes.
Yep, because you got them down to just 2 players alive. So the money for them is still not great. They're gonna have to rebuy, 3 AK-47s or drop some over. So you're gonna have the economy pretty low, all things considered. So if they win this one, it might not force a reset immediately. But look, but their money's gonna be very, very damaged.
You said instantly, yes, but at the same time you were pointing out this double AWP setup. Surely this will delay the double AWP for Luminosity.
Yeah, it definitely will. But this is something that LG's been doing recently. They've been very aggressive with their economy in recent matches. You think even over on the T side when they lose the second round in this match and then they buy into the third one to try and immediately respond. So, I mean, they're not playing very conservatively with the way they buy. And obviously it helps that they have a lot of faith in Fallen with the Scout. I mean, we've seen what he can do with that gun. So, I mean, they have the confidence to do this. So why not go for it?
Yeah, even if he did miss the shot initially, he's going to be taking up another solid position here for the Scout over on long. You can see he's got the advantage. He gets shoulder peeked, however. Now he has to worry about somebody being behind the boulder. Not going to get the tag. 3 missed shots here for Fallen so far. That's not going to cut it. He needs to start landing at least body shots with the scout so that they're softened up when they try and push onto the site, G2, and the rest of his teammates with the MP9 can get some easy frags.
What is worrying for G2, maybe not worrying, but Shox is all alone towards that B bomb site with the bomb. A lot of opportunities for him to have gotten caught out, and then that just kind of throws everything to hell for G2. It doesn't happen, so now with the bomb that far on the other side of the map, 40 seconds left, the end game is this B bomb site. So you can see G2 rotating over.
Yeah, they don't really have much information to go off of here, Luminosity. They spotted them over at long. That's great misdirection coming in from G2, but now the push begins on the B site, and it's all about trading effectively. Taco starts it off strong, and Cold now at live. He's going to be able to spray down one, but the trade frags come in for G2, and they have 3 players survive on this site for the bomb plant.
Even the smoke, they have a Molotov and RPK as well. This is going to be such a difficult retake right now for the Brazilian side. And G2, they would economically reset them if they win it here. Look at that smoke just blocking it off. They're going to try and go for the boost, but surely G2 will have seen that coming. Scream is so close, and the smoke, it's going to fade. Scream is here, takes out one. He can't get the follow-up. Fer going to take one down with the MP9. It's still a 2-on-2. Molotov goes out. Great shot from Body, and a follow-up as well. Such clean work coming out here from the new pickup on the team. 11-8 and no money for Luminosity to pick up any kind of rifles in this round.
And that's the gamble. You said it's just, you were asking if this was a good idea. Now it's a really tough spot for Luminosity. One round at least they're going to have to save as this bonus builds up. They should be able to buy into the next one. But now, I mean, they're the ones on their back foot. They're going to be down 12-8 more than likely. This is a very, very strong match from G2, so we're very surprising they're able to have this level of success against Luminosity.
Yeah, and I mean, now it's going to be just risk-taking here from Luminosity, stacking in mid, hoping to be effective with these pistols up close. You know, FNX a bit of a bait here with that USP pushing forward, allowing for Fallen to go to work, but Body on the high ground is going to spot one out. Looking for the big spray, just not connecting whatsoever. Body, what is happening?
And Cold Zero also missing a fair bit. I have no idea what's going on. This is a really weird round. FNX now in a 1-on-2. That was just some really clumsy Counter-Strike on all sides, but I am disappointed Luminosity did not even bring one flashbang, because it's actually a trademark play of theirs to play exactly in this area and then with a single flashbang, and I feel like maybe they just forgot about that.
G2 is so fortunate to have stabilized, to have come back in that round. They were in a really, really tough spot in a 2-on-3. So FNX now is going to be the one who has to basically gamble and just guess where they're going. And at the moment, it looks like he has the wrong idea, because Shox and Body are going to be pushing up towards long. Luminosity, though, with 3 kills, doing their best to keep the economy low. It's not as damaging, it's not as punishing when you're on the T side for G2, so no big deal for them. But Luminosity next round is huge.
I do like seeing Body and Shock stick together as well. They aren't splitting up. They're not giving FNX an easy chance if he was lurking around a corner to pick up a free kill. And if he were, there would be somebody there to trade the kill instantly. So good teamwork coming out here from G2 to just guarantee getting this bomb onto the site. And now they're able to get that free plant. They still have plenty of time as well, 20 seconds, so they can check some angles, make sure that nobody is lurking here. And yeah, job is done, and FNX now realizes, well, I had a 50-50 chance. And unfortunately, this time it didn't go my way. So the clutch just got a whole lot harder for him.
He's got Body low, though.
Wow.
It's a bit scary for a moment, but it does work out. And that will give 12 rounds here to G2 and Luminosity. This is what I was wondering about, right? Because now they can buy rifles, but again, it's not the double setup. I feel like we need, rather than replaying this round as a highlight, we need to just forget about it forever, because that was just, all of that was just really bad.
That was really, really painful to watch. Looked a lot like...
the 3-on-3 we just played.
Yeah, I was going to say, looked a lot like Sadicus on the rifle map.
You know what I noticed? Because he was playing almost all of that with his headset on backwards, and he played worse when he adjusted it. So, you know, I don't know what that says about Matt, but it's interesting.
I don't even know how that happens.
Oh, well. What are you going to do? The defense is very passive, and actually Luminosity expecting something towards B pretty quick. They have 3 players here. So Fallen is pushed up, but still no AWP out. They're going to have to find some way. This might just be kind of an information play, because with this kind of a buy that they have to take, they don't have as many nades, so they need to save as many as possible. So they need to have that information so they can save their nades and use them appropriately. They need to be very, very efficient on how that's going to work.
They've done a pretty good job of it so far, Luminosity. We're getting to that minute mark. They still have quite a few nades to work with, actually. So when G2 decide to push in, Luminosity are going to have quite a bit of utility to work with. They are trying to go back to a bit more of a standard approach, really having the 2 guys up on A, but Fer is rotating over, so they will have that third. And Taco and Cold not seeing anybody over on the B site. They're going to have to start thinking, when is it time for us to rotate? Fallen, he might be able to get that info soon enough here to be able to tell his teammates, get up to this site and help me defend it.
35 seconds, Fallen so close, ready to go up, but Smith's actually pre-firing or actually aiming that angle. Very good job for. Gonna be taking down one, and now he's behind the truck. 25 seconds they need to get on here, G2. They're out of time entirely. FNX gonna take down one more kill, and Fur, he goes for the fight, but he's gonna end up coming out on bottom of that one. Taco gonna take down one, but again, the trades are just too good. It's a 3-on-1 here, and Cold Sierra, he's gonna have to do it all on his own, and we haven't seen many big clutches from him so far on this map, so it'd be a good time for him to really step it up, but they are spreading out so far here. He's going to spend all day even finding them.
Yeah, the bomb is planted for Smiths in mid as well. So with that AWP, he's in position to just lock this down. Shoxy is disposable. He's actually, you can just sack him and allow him to just like walk out there, find where Cold Zero is playing from, and then the rest of them scream, and Smith should be able to lock it all down there. But oh, there we go. Shox, it's almost a mistake. Just barely spots of the run by with the knife, and now they have a boxed in. Are they actually going to try and hunt this rifle down?
Yeah, I think Shox just wanted to play a sort of a double mind game and go around the back. Cold Sierra also heard him, and he's just barely going to survive the bomb, so that's a bit scary. G2 winning another round, and Luminosity, I mean, again, I don't want to sort of rub it in here, but that double up setup, it's eluding them completely.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of the risk of that earlier buy that they took, right? That was the big thing. It's kind of punished this economy, and since they haven't been able to get back into any kind of winning scenarios, they've never been able to bust it out.
Not live is getting called right now because Luminosity wanted to use their timeout. It was going to be a tactical pause. It was not a technical issue, so they wanted to call for the timeout in this round. And it's the good time. I was about to praise them, like perfect time, although they could have done it a round earlier perhaps, but don't let G2 get up onto 14 and then take the timeout, you know. Try and at least, you know, pause and start breathing a little bit before you let it get too far out of hand.
The hard part for Luminosity is you almost want to see them, much like they did in their own semifinal game, is be aggressive, push up on this map, and go search out the kills. We saw Fur and FNX in that game were basically with rifles just dictating everything when they played on IP. Now that they're playing passive, I mean, when you have this tactical pause, they're not necessarily doing anything wrong, right? I mean, it's just these entries from G2 have been so strong. Shox and RPK coming into this A bomb site are finding everything. They have the timing, they have the good angles. It's working out all in their favor. I mean, Luminosity even had a jump on rotating over because Fallen had made contact so early. They essentially had 3 people at that site, and G2 still wins it out.
Yeah, and now that you mentioned Shox, it gives me license to just talk about what an incredible player he is. We haven't, and I think especially those who have joined sort of the Counter-Strike community, even in the last year, I don't think have seen the full potential of Shox, like the absolute arc of his play, but it's so ridiculous. In my opinion, still sort of a candidate for a top 5 player in the world. There are so many new good players you have to keep putting in there now that it becomes really tricky. But again, if we're talking about his current form, maybe you wouldn't say top 5, but if you're talking about sort of potential form, like what's the ultimate version of Shox, I'd say it's really scary, and he's dropping 23 kills in this game so far, quite a bit ahead of everybody else, and certainly far ahead of everyone on Luminosity. That's a big cause for concern. And there's some sort of like historical angle on this too, that he's on the team with RPK. These two were, according to everyone I've ever talked to who were from the Source scene, the 2 best players of all time in Source. And then it's just incredible that they found their way onto the same team in Global Offensive. And right now, they're certainly doing a hell of a lot right now. Where would you put Shox at this point in time?
I mean, I wouldn't put him as a top 5 player at the moment, but certainly, I mean, we always talk about on Des, you know, in these casts, like you just mentioned, he had his time as one of the best players in the world. He had a good streak there where he was the best, actually. Yeah,
I would say that, yeah.
When he was that was back on Very Games when they were a scary team to have around. But this is always the thing with G2, right, is that Shox, if he hits this level, they can beat anyone. Yeah. Because he can carry just by getting 1 or 2 kills per round, just his openings that he's able to provide. And then now that you have RPK, who's, you know, taking that next step and he's become more consistent, that's a pretty dangerous duo they have going on.
His performance has somewhat dropped here in the T side, but I mean, that's to be expected considering he is calling a little bit as well. So feeling a little bit more pressure here, trying to figure out how to handle Luminosity, who are playing on the CT side. But, you know, don't think most people are going to remember, but Shoxy is a god, so we'll see.
I mean, this should be another fairly easy round for them, shouldn't it? They've only got the 1 rifle save there on Cold. He just barely survived the bomb blast the last round. 13-8 scoreline, and they're still sort of stacked up.
Yeah, well, you say it's going to be an easy round for him. Cold has pushed out the B bomb site, so look at all this information he's gathered. He's now cut the map in half. So Luminosity, they have this stack over towards the A site. They don't have to leave it. They know exactly that G2 at the moment is at least wandering in the direction of this stack. It's all about finding your positioning to make it effective, and they have your 1 flashbang, Andrew.
Yes, I was just going to point it out.
Cold hasn't seen anybody. Yeah, they can still keep the 4 here. There's Fallen with the peek. A little bit of the shoulder peek. Smith's going to miss that shot, but now they actually have some information to go off of here. Luminosity on top of everything else. They know the push is coming through, and Fallen just gets caught out in the open, but there's still 3 players remaining, although Body's doing big work. 2 kills for him, pressing onto the site. Shox chimes in by taking out Taco, and now it's Fur. We'll see if he gets lucky with a shot on Smith. Misses it, but eventually gets the job done.
Had a great setup for Luminosity in this round, but I think Body just opened it up. Not only did he get the 2 kills, but he got the information about where the 3rd man was, and he couldn't get out of there. Cold will have taken up a kill there, though, and it's still a 2-on-2. The bomb, it should be going down. They're not going to run back into B, which I kind of like, and you could tell that maybe Cold was kind of expecting that. So now this retake is going to be not quite impossible, but close to it. Fur has got the kit, but no armor, so he's a very easy target if he tries and go for that defuse.
And now it's a nightmare, basically. Although Fur might be able to get the drop on RPK. He is stepping, though, so RPK knows he's going to be prepared for this angle. Fur, though, steps in, nearly finds the shot, drops him low, down to 20 HP. And there's Cold coming in from CT, but there's still 1 man left, and it's Scream. Can find those headshots, gives away his position, and now they know Luminosity zoning in on him, and there's the trade. Fur comes in with the AWP, and he has the kit as well.
Oh, wow, it's so close, but he will get it. He will get it.
Just gets it.
Because he fall and wipe his brow. What an incredible retake that was. So weird as well. Fur plays it so smart. I mean, you could see in that 2-on-3, he gets a little bit passive because he knows he has Cold coming up the stairs to back him up. Cold gets that kill and then rotates all the way around. That's a very risky play, and he can only do it because they have the kit. So that is beautifully done from Luminosity. An incredible round, and now we have this double op setup. Now it's one more test for G2.
The infamous and legendary one. We've been sort of asking for it the whole second half, and we just haven't seen it yet, so it's going to be put to the test. And sadly for G2, it's also a round where they don't have really anything to try and fight it with, so either way, this should be a bit of an easy round. And who knows, maybe it even sort of halfway works out for G2 that they at least know the double op is in effect, that they should know by the end of this round. Maybe that'll give them something to work with.
Well, they're managing to get onto the site, though. Taco, he's going to get overwhelmed. Smith with the Glock going to find the kill in the end. They might be able to get the bomb plant off of this, although it's still dropped on short. Cold not going to let him get close. Smith gets picked off. And now it's all up the screen once again with the Dig, and he's not going to find Juan Dig this time.
They see both the orbs. Fallen getting that last kill, so they know that both of them are in play. So what does that mean for G2? How is that going to fit into all the information they're taking in a round like this? They got 2 ops on the other side. How do they play it differently? They're
going to have to use a lot more flashbangs early on. They're going to have to be pop flashing the first angles they peek, because this is the strength of these double ops, especially Fallen if he pushes up towards bathrooms as he is now. I mean, he can find, there's so many awkward angles that he can be in to get that kill and just kind of whittle down the attack and just grind G2 away. Now, last round, they could have actually force bought. They had the money to do it. They would have had 2 to 3 AK-47s, but they played very conservative, knowing they have some rounds to play with, and especially if you're going to anticipate those double ops coming out, you need all the nades you can get. You need the smokes when you hit the bomb sites. You need the flashbangs to prevent yourself from dying early.
Yeah, I mean, way back when Very Games was a force, this was actually one of their weaknesses. Whenever they play NIP, they'd always end up forcing a little bit too much right at the end of the match, and it would lose them the game. So this time, great start for Fur, and a leg shot going in on Smith as well. RPK wants to follow it up, and he's going to be successful. There's a nice refrag.
It's crazy how he comes around that angle. Fur was pre-firing it, or pre-aiming it at least, and still RPK wins that duel. But they've taken so much damage now, G2. Smith has been legged. He's down to 16, RPK to 34, and they hardly have any nades left to speak of.
Look at Shox. He's just infiltrated this bomb site, and he does spot out the guy playing that air cold, taking a lot of damage. Oh, sorry, that was Taco. Still alive, though. And now they don't have any grenades to even get rid of him. That's a bit unfortunate. They are trying to get in here. Cold not taking the shot. The crowd saw that one coming as well. It's now a 4-on-4. The bomb is going to be down. RPK playing out from Toxic as well. Another retake coming in, and one that Luminosity can't afford to lose. Fallen going to pick up the 1 kill there on Smith. Still a 3-on-4. They need more. They have a little bit of time here, but they got to be careful. Scream is on the ramp. And now almost all grenades have been expended for the CT side as Cold Zero picks up another kill. Close range here. Shox sprays down 1, goes for the follow-up. He's going to get 2. All on Scream now. A 1-on-1. Cold on the other side. Going close with the AWP, and he's not going to get it. Scream will pick up the double. And G2 making it to 14 rounds. What a round.
Game-winning performance from Shox in that round right there. Just his ability, he knows that he's got a 1v1 isolate at that B bomb site. He feels maybe the pressure. He understands the kills that have come out that allow him to lurk into that B bomb site, do the damage onto Taco, force him to be passive, which essentially allows G2 to have free entry to plant the bomb. And then in water, the most important position to hold in a post plant, getting 2 kills from there is absolutely huge.
Oh, and Fallen, he's going aggressive. Already up in birthday, looking for those shots. He's got support from Fur on long as well, but now he's alone. Still looking for the kills though, because he can't really back off at this point. If he goes across that open ground, G2 are gonna be ready and waiting for him. So Fallen, he's fully committed to this position, trying to find 1 kill at least. And it's just not gonna happen. Smith basically holding that angle at that point. Fallen had nowhere to go. It's just not going to get any easier. So FNX, he will try and get that nade, but he clips the wall. So he has to actually go in with the rifle now. We'll see. RPK, he's pinned down, and he's got the bomb.
Backup is coming quick, though. Maybe they could trade the frag here. FNX doing such a lot of work. Oh, he's out of bullets. That could have definitely been a 3rd kill for picking up body, though, and it's still a 2-on-3. And that's a shot. Shox, what did we just see? What just happened?
The hell was that?
So 4 HP. But you could see Luminosity understanding where these fights are getting taken, and they have individual players getting aggressive on the other side because they're getting that intel of how many bodies are there at the fight, and they're finding one-on-ones. The scary thing for G2 is there's a timer on this. Fur is pushed out towards long, and he now knows they're going towards the B bomb site. So Taco, big task here.
It's all on Taco, and he's got a 5-7 as well. Not going to be easy when Scream is walking in with the AK, pre-aiming the angle, and there we go. Shoxy going to be able to get that bomb plant. He's got the AWP, but this is going to be a quick rotation coming out now from Fur. He's already into short. If he catches Shox like this could get nasty, but Shox is scoped up and ready for him. And Fur, unfortunately, the timing does not work. He gets caught with the smoke in his hand. So G2 now up on map point, 15-10.
I'm going to need to see that 2nd kill from Shox at some point, because that looked absolutely ridiculous, didn't it?
That was nuts.
Not even sure what's happening here. Luminosity, they have played quite a few rounds here on the 2nd half. They've had 1 double AWP setup, and they're just not getting the traction that they were probably expecting and that we were expecting too. It's 15-10 here, and G2, they could be stealing the one map that we were quite sure that Luminosity would take away here.
Yeah, this is such a scary position for Luminosity. And 22 HP on Cold as well. Around there, desperate to win with just pistol, so he's already softened up. They have a pretty centralized setup in the fact that Cold Zero is at short. They have 2 at the danger stairs, so at least they can collapse there. And it looks like that's kind of their plan, is to have this kind of pinch at the door, at least take out RPK, at least take out part of this attack.
Taco hasn't seen anybody at Monster either, but there we go. RPK and Shoxy, they're going to get figured out. But Far, he's going to get the 2 big kills, 2 headshots with the CZ up close, and Smith misses the shot, and he gets tagged in the process. So a man advantage now for Luminosity, and they've got an AK on Fur as well.
Given how low 2 of the members on LG is right now, it could still work out for G2 as long as they stay as a unit. If they just get the kill on Fur or on Cold Zero here, then that wouldn't be too bad really. And Taco with just a deagle, so it's still a little bit thin right now for the Brazilian side. G2 just needs 4 kills and they'll close out this map, and that was not going to quite be a peak here for Fallen. Does make the jump and spots out a couple of people, stays alive as well.
Knew that they were pushing up there. Scary stuff, and he finds the angle as well. Falls back, Scream spots the man in CT, looking for that pre-fire headshot, and he's gonna get it! Fallen is down. So a 3-on-3 take. The bomb is making its way up long. And there's the single smoke, although Body has one as well, but he's all the way over in restroom, so they can't actually make use of it to take over this site. Instead, Scream is waiting for Fur to make a mistake and step out into the open.
Oh my god, Body walking right behind the timing, and look at him, just waiting. He wants to see if there was a 2nd player there. Now it's a 2-on-3, and this one is going to be for the map. Fur spraying out, he goes down to Scream, and now Taco alone. He takes one with the deagle, looking for a 2nd shot, but he's getting flanked, and it's going to be G2 winning on Overpass. 16-10, Scream with the triple kill in the final round. What a way to finish. Shox dropping 30 kills in 26 rounds.
That's just vintage Shox. But also, I mean, give it up to Scream, give it up to RPK. And even Body, I mean, really, it's Body in the early portions of that first half that was able to beat Taco in a couple duels, which is normally where Taco is so strong in. So Body winning those, I mean, there were a couple of rounds, even Shox did it once. Just kind of ruined kind of the idea that Luminosity wanted to have on their T side. So what a start from G2 in this series.
They figured it all out. It really did feel like Luminosity towards the end of that T half were floundering. G2 were allowed to get more rounds than expected on that CT side. And from there on out, G2, I mean, capable on the T side as well, it seems. They were able to get work done. So all in all, it's a 1-0 lead now for G2.
Map 2 is going to be coming up, so stay with us here. It's still the grand finals of the ESL Pro League.